Hello, hello, Disney Countdown podcast fam. How are we doing on this lovely, lovely day? It is your host, the dapper Danielle, and I am joined by the lovely and ever so magical Miss Megan, the magical millennial. How are you doing today, Megan?
I am great. How are you, Danielle?
I need more caffeine. I will be honest and completely transparent with that. I've only had a little bit of matcha, and I don't know. I think it's because I'm just dragging a little bit because our weather's been all over the place here in Florida, and I don't know. I'm one of those people that I am very sensitive to the weather changes. I've turned into that little old lady when you can feel a thunderstorm rolling in, and I'm like, oh, I got the sensitivity headache. It's gonna start raining here around 3. I'm turning into that lady, so it's so unfortunate.
You have thunderstorm ESP over there in Florida. You can sense it coming, and then your body reacts to it. Oh gosh,
it's a thing. It's a thing, Megan. It's only going to get worse as I get older, also.
Oh no! I know we're experiencing some interesting weather over here as well. Not interesting. It's been stagnant and hot for 2 weeks. So it's been a little draining. No, not at all. No. And actually today I even walked outside. I did my morning workout at 7 a.m. and I could feel the humidity. It's probably like 20%. That's like
a lot
pushing
for y'all.
It. That's a lot for California. And I could
is.
feel it. I could feel the heaviness in the air. And so we're definitely feeling the heat over here too. And it's a little bit draining. So I am also in need of some more caffeine today as well.
Okay.
It's still,
I can't do a mobile. I don't know how to do a mobile order for Starbucks for you over there, but we'll figure that out for the next episode.
We will figure that out. Yes, we'll mobile order each other's coffees next episode.
There you go. Yes, we'll make that a thing. All right, but yes, welcome to the show, everybody.
Yeah, welcome.
We are excited to go ahead and finish up this end of our top 1 through 5 of our Walt Disney World attractions.
Whoop, whoop.
But yeah, Megan, tell them who we are in case they are maybe new to the show.
Yes, welcome everyone. Thank you so much for listening, joining in. We are Disney Countdown Show. That's us on the socials at Disney Countdown Show on Instagram, TikTok, and Threads, and at Pod Disney on Twitter, or X as it is seen now. I'm sorry. Let me just wait. Yeah, give me a second. I gotta say the X looks. Are they trying to be Threads because it's black and white, right?
Right.
And I Twitter for me was a bird. And I loved that Twitter was a bird. I talked to my boyfriend about this, and he's like, no, it looks cooler as X. I'm like, it's Twitter. It's tweet. It's a little bird. I don't get it. But yeah. Go ahead.
So story time from back when Danielle was a Walt Disney World cast member and working at the Bippity Boppity Boutique, right, as a fairy godmother.
Yes.
And so, of course, we were fairy godmothers in training. We didn't know about the Instagrams or the Facebook, so we would use different terminology to go along with our storylining. So when somebody talked about Facebook, we would be like, "Oh, is that the Book of Faces?" And we thought it was an actual book that Belle used and just had pictures of everybody's faces on it. Or we would talk about Twitter as, oh yes, Snow White is very fluent with Twitter because she talks to the birds quite regularly. But now there's X, and it's like, okay, that doesn't go along with the storylining at all. And did you see the tea of what happened in San Francisco at the old Twitter building?
No, I didn't. I missed that.
So,
what happened?
Well, this is on your side. Well, I mean, San Francisco is further away from you, but in San Francisco,
it's like a whole different state. But yeah,
where the Twitter headquarters is, they put up a giant glowing X sign. And it was such a nuisance for lighting and whatnot that all of the neighbors put a complaint in. And I think they investigated it, and something happened where the sign did not have the correct permits to even be put up in the first place. So within less than a week, it's already been taken down. It's so unfortunate. Is that just predestined of you shouldn't have done it in the first place, or what?
I think so. Maybe that could be a sign that this was maybe not the right marketing move. I'm not sure, but I don't understand the name change. I maybe get it with Threads coming into the game now, but I don't know. Let us know what you think in the comments, or wherever you're listening. Leave us a review, because I am lost with this new change for Twitter /X. But anyways, continuing on the social media topic, we are also, I am Megan at the Magical Millennial the Magical Millennial _ on Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Facebook, and YouTube sometimes. And then we have the Dapper Danielle. Danielle, tell us your handles as well.
I love, Megan, that both of our handles, we were very smart and able to secure the same thing for like all platforms, and I'm
Yes.
very proud of us for that. So of course mine is the Dapper Danielle for Instagram, TikTok, Threads, the YouTubes whenever I decide to post on there as well. And the only thing I did not, and then back to the whole Twitter thing, is I could never secure the name because it was too long on the Twitters. So then
Okay.
I was like, nah, forget it. If I can't secure it there, we're not doing it. But
Yeah.
yes, so wherever you are listening, Megan kind of just mentioned this a moment ago. Don't forget to go ahead, rate, review, all that other good stuff. Make sure to leave your
Yes.
comments so that way we can see what's going on. Or if you're listening to a platform where you can't leave a regular comment, go on to one of our more recent posts, either on Instagram, on Facebook, or if you're part of our Patreon group, which our Patreon group has grown, Megan.
I'm
We
so
have
excited.
more of the
Yes.
Patreon fam. We got Stephanie, Christian, Danny. Oh, I love Danny.
Yes,
Oh,
Danny. Yep.
yes.
And another Megan. Wait, we have a
another
Danny and a
Megan.
Megan. What? Oh
I
my
love
gosh.
this. We have name twins, and I assume it's
Name
well. It could I
twins.
could be wrong. It could be Danny or it could be Danielle. You never know.
Yes.
But
Yes.
yes, I love that though. That's so
Welcome
exciting.
everyone. That is really exciting. Oh my gosh, yay, the family is growing.
It is, and I know,
So
Megan,
awesome.
you saw that some of our Patreon. The first, is it the 50? I believe it's the first 50 of our Patreon family. They are getting an exclusive show sticker right now, too.
Yes.
And those stickers have slowly started to show up for some of our older Patreon fam peoples. And I don't know if you saw the note, but it was by Brightwood, Miss Liz on the Instagrams, and she shared this great little photo of her getting her sticker in the mail, and it just says, "Thanks Disney Countdown Show for literally making my Monday between the episode that saved my work day and coming home to this." I love that.
Yay! Oh, that is so awesome. Oh my gosh, that makes my heart so happy. Oh. All right. Well, Danielle, it's been a few days since we chatted, and I know that we are locals to each of our respective parks over there. How have you been to the park recently, and what have your trips been like? Tell me about it.
They have been very much wet and rainy and very
Oh,
much
yay.
thunderstormy, but they've been great though. I don't know. I feel like it just becomes something that you become accustomed to when you do live here locally. You know to always pack the collapsible umbrella inside your lounge fly. And the whole joke is that if you do bring it, then it won't rain. But then if you don't bring it, it will rain. So by me not bringing it, I don't know. Or, well, I've had both actually happen this week. Of I didn't bring it, I did bring it, and exactly what I said just happened. And
Yep.
besides that, though, we did. Food and Wine Festival has officially started here at Epcot, which it just gets earlier and earlier every single year. So it's going on from now until November 14th. And
Wow.
right,
Wow.
and there was a lot of my other influencer friends. They've already gone in. They've gone and tried like almost every single booth and whatnot. There are some booths that are not even open yet and will not open until like middle of August. And honestly, I didn't feel the need to go ahead and try everything right off the bat because it will be sticking around for so long. So
Yeah, I get that. I totally get that. And if you decide to go in and do everything early, it's like you just kind of, you don't space it out well. Do you know what I
Right.
mean? Like you want to be able to enjoy the foods throughout the entire festival. So I totally get that. That makes
And
sense. I love
there
it.
are some foods also that are very like either very dairy heavy or very like cheese
Yeah.
heavy and whatnot, and you might not want to eat those in the heat of August. You might want to wait until closer to October and November where you can really enjoy those more fall seasonal flavors. So there are some things I will definitely be holding off on trying for a couple months.
That's so true. Yeah. In 95-degree heat with humidity, I think the last thing I want to have is like a grilled cheese or something with like a cheese fondue. I haven't, honestly, I'm so sorry. I haven't even seen the foods that are over there. I only know that there is a pickle milkshake that you have right now.
Yes.
And that's been all over my feeds. So I would love
Yep.
to try that if I make it over there before November.
I'm not a pickle person. I've heard if you are a pickle person, I heard it's very like dill heavy. And supposedly if they love pickles and they love dill, they try it and supposedly people love it.
Yeah.
I hate pickles with a passion, like a burning
okay.
passion of like if I smell like my sister loves pickles. I do not. She opens up a can of pickles and I smell it. I'm like, no, I have to walk away. And so I don't know. It's very unfortunate, but it's great because that building, the Odyssey building right now, is so busy. It is so popping right now.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some other great options in there. There's the like different flavored wings that are over there too. They have like peanut butter and jelly wings that are pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
They're pretty
Okay.
good.
Okay.
And then they have something called the Frozen Fusion, which I did try, and that is so refreshing for summertime and whatnot. It's like a frozen pomegranate tea lemonade slushy. Or
Oh,
not lemonade.
wow.
It's just a pomegranate tea slushy. That's it. But it also has little, they call them, oh, what are they called? They're called like orange ice cream molecules. So they're kind of like Dippin' Dots that are put
Mm-hmm.
in between the layers, and they taste like a creamsicle. It is so, so good. So that,
That
if
sounds
you try
amazing.
anything, don't try some of the other food options. Again, wait until like October, November, whatever. But perfect for the
Right.
summertime is that frozen fusion drink over in the Odyssey building. It is really good.
That sounds amazing, especially for Florida.
Oh yeah.
I would love to try that. Dang.
Now,
I wish our food and wine. Our food and wine only goes I think until like March to end of April, something like that.
but
I
again,
wish
that
it were
makes
for a little
sense
longer.
because you guys, it's the locals. You guys go there multiple times within a span of 1 week, and then you're
Oh,
done
that's
trying
true.
everything out, you know?
That's true. I know. I always forget about that. Yes, it's definitely more of a locals park, so
Hmm.
it makes sense. It is a maybe a month and a half event, and
Right.
we do have multiple festivals throughout the year. We got Lunar New Year. We have Festival of Holidays. So I wish there was. I want that summer one.
Oh, I know. And we do kind of have Festival of the Holidays, but it's literally only from November, what, 20th till December 31st. So it's a little bit shorter. And then we do not have a
Yeah.
Lunar New Year one. However, we do have Festival of the Arts, which again is one of my personal favorite
I
festivals. It is so good.
love Festival of the Arts and Flower and Garden. I do love
Oh,
both.
yes.
Been there for both. Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
Now,
so
Megan, you got some explaining to do
fun.
because you met my online friend and I was not there for it, and I am slightly
I
bitter.
know. I know. I know.
So tell the people who you were hanging out with and why I'm jealous.
Okay, so I happened to be there at the park the same day as Mr. Santa Claus, Santa J. Claus on TikTok and Instagram. We love Santa. Oh man, I've been following him since I think I downloaded TikTok, and he is just a bundle of joy and just the merriest man as Santa is. And it was it was so amazing to meet him in person, and he is as positive and light and joyful as he is on the socials. So that was really, really cool.
I love
And
that.
we
And
have been
you did a
mutuals
cookie
for some
review
time.
with him?
We did. Yes, we did a whole cookie review video, which is coming soon on the channel. Yes, we'll have it on my feed, Disney Countdown Show feed. So that's going to be really, really fun. And yeah, he was such a jolly man, and I hope
love
to see
that.
him again for the holidays. I know he's coming back for the holidays at the Disneyland Resort. So
You know,
it was
I
just
might have to figure out when he's going to be there so I can line up my time of trying to get out there to California, and I would do that just to be like, "Hey, Megan and Santa, I'm here to hang out. It's great."
I will give you the heads up. I will let you know because I want to chat with him. I hope to see him for the holiday season. So when I know
Oh,
the
yeah.
dates, I'll be like, Danielle, come on over for November. Santa's gonna be here.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Yes. We'll figure that out. Our people will talk to the elf people, and we'll get that all figured out.
Yes, yeah, elf. Yes, my people talk to your people. Absolutely, yes.
Yes.
But and he was so cute. We did a 3 cookie review. So we did like a chocolate chip. We got the sugar cookie, and there's another one in there. And I'm so excited for you guys to see it. But it's
Ooh.
just the cutest video you've ever seen. And yeah, it was a great experience. He's
I was
lovely.
really thinking about making a video so that we could stitch it after you post that one of me just like pouting in the corner of like missing out, and then have somebody be like, Danielle, you better not pout, you better not cry.
Yes, yes. Oh my gosh,
And so
I love that.
Maybe we'll work on that of me so that way we can stitch that video and we can get like a part 2 into that because I wasn't there. And that way I
yes.
can be there as like in spirit kind of thing, but just being the pouty, sassy one, just being upset that I didn't get to see Santa J. Claus.
That is a fantastic idea. Yes. Oh my God, I would
We'll
love
make
to
that
see
work.
that. Okay. Okay. Great.
I love that.
I can't wait. So yeah, that was really fun too. And it was also nice to kind of end. That was an end of my week because unfortunately I got into a car accident last Monday.
I saw this. What happened?
I know, super bummer. It was 100% not my fault. I was going through an intersection in Costa Mesa, and a guy decided to run a red light full speed ahead and hit the front of my car. And it's, again, I was just super shocked. I didn't realize what had happened. It happened so fast.
Oh.
And yeah, there's quite a bit of damage to the front of my car. I'm not going to get it back till August 31st. So yeah,
What?
I'm over a month without my car, and I'm really sad. Yeah.
So are you driving around like a rental through your insurance company or whatnot?
Yeah, my rental situation that's exactly what I'm doing. Driving around a rental. And so, but it was just a big bummer. And I was so bummed out about it because that was my first like kind of major accident where like there's a lot of damage and luckily no injuries at all. Everyone was fine.
Thank goodness.
Yeah. But you know, I was just sad, and I was sad for, 24 hours. And then I finally got a car, and I was like, okay, when am I going to be able to go to the parks again? Because, I just got to figure all this stuff out. And so that was kind of like the end of a tough week for the Magical Millennial. So meeting Santa was definitely a highlight of last week.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
I know.
So it ended up working out in the end, but it did take a little bit of trials there to get to that point.
Yeah. Yes. We needed some extra pixie dust last week.
Oh, yes. I
But
saw
we
your
got there. We
video
got there.
of you
Yeah.
having to be like, so I need to go to Disney. I just need to get into the park. I did see that video you posted. I was like, oh, Megan.
I know. And actually, I had a reservation for Monday, and I was planning on going, but I couldn't. I couldn't make it. So I
you
got
can't
dinged.
cancel those either because of y'all's reservation
No.
system.
No, and we can talk about that for days on end. I could at least. But no,
I know you and a couple other of our friends, they could talk about that for days. I understand that.
Yeah, like it's fine. I that was my first one in months and months, so it's not a big deal. But yeah. And I actually my renewal period is now. I have to renew pretty soon here. August 29th is my last day. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, you better get on that.
I'm gonna wait.
Okay.
I got 30 days
the next year.
Yes, I know. I am gonna obviously do the top one. I can't go without my free parking. I just need it.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Because your parking's pretty expensive over there too right now.
$30 per car.
I mean, I guess
every
ours
time.
is that too.
Is yours 30 now? I haven't even
think
checked.
It is. I'm pretty sure it's like 27 or something ridiculous like that.
Oh.
Or maybe 35 for like premium or something.
Yeah, premium. Mm-hmm.
And
preferred parking's 40 over here, I think. 40 or 45.
Oh, okay. I don't know if ours is that expensive. I think it might just be $10 more or something. Oh,
okay.
Gosh. See, but again, I haven't had to pay for parking in so long because I think it's any level of the annual pass you get free parking for us here at Walt Disney World. So
yes, it is. I know
that. Sorry, Megan. Sorry about that.
No, don't be sorry. I just wish it was like an add-on or something. It used to be an add-on for our annual passes like years ago, but now it's just like, nope, here's everything included. Can't add anything on, not even Genie Plus or anything. Just here you go. This is what you get. So I'm hoping there's some like a few changes here and there to like maybe next year. And I don't think anything's going to happen this year. Everything's pretty much the same. People are starting to renew. So we'll see.
I think you'll have to wait until the next ticketing update and how their system itself works.
That's true.
You might be stuck with this for the next year or two. And then it'll probably get updated again. Because again, contracts and stuff are changing. The people that do Disney's technology are also changing right now. So you never know. You really never know.
Yeah. Guess we'll wait and see.
Speaking of changes and things happening later on down the road, we do have some current Disney news, though.
We interrupt our program to bring you this
Disney news. Welcome to our news segment of the day. We have some very pressing news information. This is breaking.
Yes.
Actually, it's not really breaking, but it is now spooky season here at Walt Disney World. Yes, it might only be July, but the Christmas or not Christmas. I'm already jumping
It's
into a whole another season.
And it's August. It's August. We are officially in spooky season. August 1st means it's Halloween. Okay?
It is.
There's no
We're on
debate
Disney's
anymore.
schedule. Well,
Yep.
Megan, I don't know if you saw this, but actually the first pumpkins started arriving to Walt Disney's Magic Kingdom on July 31st.
Yep, Magic with Meg. I saw her video yesterday. She was there to see the pumpkins up. Yep. Magic Kingdom.
was crazy. Now, not all of the main street was decorated just yet. That's going to be coming here in the next couple of days. But at the time that this episode is releasing, it's literally only going to be days away from the first Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party, which I believe is August 11th. Here
That's
at Walt
so
Disney
crazy.
World.
I am very jealous of you guys, but however, I know that the demographic and the visitors that you get and the guests that you get are different from what we have over here. So it makes sense that Halloween is starting a bit early. So that's really exciting.
Yes, and a lot of new merch has come out for this. I don't know if you guys have already started getting this trickling into your coast, but I really like the Nightmare Before Christmas line.
Yes, all the Oogie Boogie stuff and Jack Skellington. We've had those spirit jerseys for a few weeks now, where it's like a heart, Jack and Sally. On the front.
Cute.
I love that one, and I don't usually like Nightmare Before Christmas merch, but I'm like, oh dang, okay, I see you. That's really cute.
I think last year's Nightmare Before Christmas merch, this is kind of a trend that they've started to do here in the past couple years of like doing at least something Jack and Sally related. Last year's merchandise had that weird 3D effect, and it was okay, but it was not one of my favorites.
Same. It did tricks on my eyes that I didn't really like, and I
Right.
was like, do I need 3D glasses to wear these or to see
Right.
them? Because I didn't like that the red and the blue or the green effect that they were kind of doing. It wasn't my favorite either. I have to agree with that. So
Right now,
I really
I
like
feel
the
like-
merch this year.
Yes, this year it's much more crisp. The spirit jersey has that beautiful like detailing on the back of it with the actual correct font. I think it's the correct Night Before Christmas font. And that's
It is
something that
from the movie. Yeah.
and see that's where the Nightmare Before Christmas girlies, they're hardcore of like a couple years ago Disney did not do the correct font and they lost their minds. And I think Disney finally listened to them and is like, okay, they care about their fonting and their correctness, so they had to step up their game this year. I think they did a good job.
Yes, and they listened, so that's great. And I am really, really enjoying really all the Halloween merch this year. I'm seeing that we've got some plushies that'll be dropping soon. If not, they might have dropped already in
think
World
a
of Disney.
lot of them,
Yeah,
some
they're
of the
so
plushies
cute.
drop. And actually,
pl-
the day this podcast episode releases is the same day that shopdisney.com releases everything. The Hocus Pocus collection, the Mickey and
wow.
Friends collection, everything Halloween related is going to be releasing on August 7th, the same day that this episode is going live. So if you're listening to this and you
okay.
need to also, while you're listening to us talk, you need to do some online shopping for the spooky season, go ahead and go do that.
I believe in you. You can multitask. Go and shop Disney right now and check it out because there's going to be some cute merch up there. Oh my gosh. I love. Okay, so the one I'm looking at now is the Stitch plushie, and I love that he's in his full alien self. He's got his forearms and the antennas up in a little spider costume because he's a spider. That's so cute.
The little legs.
He's adorable. I think that was a really good idea. Wow. Okay. And then Mickey glows in the dark. Minnie glows in the dark. Oh, so cute. Loving
And the whole
little
other
plushies.
collection's very like neon-y themed this year. Like
Yeah.
not neon, but like it has that weird like black base, neon-y coloring. It's not bad. I
It's
kind
not
of
bad.
dig some of the pieces.
I know. I saw the recent Haunted Mansion spirit jersey. I again was like, I'm not a spirit jersey person. I used to be, and now I've kind of fallen off a little bit. But that one that looked really good.
Right.
Okay. But yeah, so yeah, Halloween, super exciting, and that's coming up very, very soon here. Our Oogie
sooner for
Boogie
me than
Bash
for you.
I know. Our Oogie Boogie Bash doesn't start until September 5th, which I will be there that opening night. Very excited. So yeah, we still got a month until that, but
And I think we'll hold off on some of our more spooky related podcasts until it comes a little bit closer to your season, right? Of
Yes.
maybe as we get closer to September, we can start talking about some more Halloween related countdowns and maybe villain related countdowns. So we'll get to that eventually too. Don't y'all worry. So stick around
Yes.
until then.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Can't wait for that. I know. And then more Disney news, Danielle. This is actually really exciting and for such a good cause. Disney launched a global Create 100 campaign to celebrate creativity and also support Make-A-Wish, the Make-A-Wish Foundation, who they've been partnered with for a long time, with a $1 million donation. And there is now a one-of-a-kind sculpture of Sorcerer Mickey. And I believe this was. Can you remind me the artist who did this again? Because this is crazy.
I cannot
Crazy
pronounce
looking.
his name. I am so bad with names. But basically, this is he has passed away. He passed away a couple years ago. I think it
Okay.
was pre-COVID.
Oh,
Now this
Virgil.
is
Virgil. Yeah. Okay.
yes,
Yeah.
and now his wife has started this like because he had multiple different companies. He had multiple little tiny companies, and this company has come together to bring all of his artistic like endeavors together, and this is something that his wife is leading using one of his old designs from before he passed away.
Okay.
And now he's not the only artist that's part of this. This is just the first wave that has been released. Disney's going to be donating and also auctioning off some of these original one of a kind pieces from multiple different artists.
Yes.
And it's everything from this sculpture, I believe it's like a custom metal piece inspired by Dr. Facilier also. And all of the proceeds from those auctions will also be going to Make-A-Wish. It's just that $1 million donation from Disney. It was kind of the Kickstarter to this. And then
Yes.
all the other creative auctioning pieces will be trickling in afterwards.
Right, which is so exciting. They have their global partners included, like Adidas, Pandora, and Coach. So they will all have pieces that will be a part of the celebration. So that's really, really cool. Such a good cause. And yeah, very,
And
very
I
exciting.
think we'll
I love
see some more of that trickling in here in the next couple months, especially as we get closer to holiday season and whatnot. I think we're going to see a couple more too.
that. Yes, yeah, that's really, really cool. Oh, I love it.
Now, moving on to some other news that's a little closer to home to you, Megan.
Yes.
I heard that we have some updated information about y'all's Phantasmic show. And if you are newer to the podcast, or maybe you're newer to Disney culture, or maybe you're a Disney World person like me and you have not kept up to date with the drama that's happening over in Disneyland, but now it's been a couple months ago now. Maleficent, the animatronic dragon in their Phantasmic show, she did catch fire. She
Yeah.
became a barbecue lizard during the show. And I've heard it's not coming back for a while, right, Megan?
No, it's been so. It was obviously a very sad occurrence, an accident that happened in April. I was actually in Florida at the time.
And I had woken up to the news and all the videos of poor Murphy catching fire and being, just basically just burnt to a crisp, like very quickly,
Poor lizard.
on an accident that happened during Phantasmic in April, and super sad. I was so sad for the longest time. I was grieving for Murphy because I love that dragon so much. We had him for so long, and there she went up in flames just so from one little spark. And so yeah, unfortunately, Murphy and the dragon and Phantasmic will not be returning until next year, maybe spring of 2024. And the rumor is that the dragon itself will not even be included in the show once it comes up. But yeah, once it is back. So we'll see. Maybe they'll have another element. They'll change the storyline. I'm not sure, but it doesn't look like we are getting a dragon again anytime soon. It was supposed to be Labor Day. Labor Day was the goal that they had. But yeah, the show will not be returning till 2024. Yeah, spring
Now,
2024.
What makes me wonder, or maybe I'm just overthinking this, I don't want to give up hope that they're going to get rid of the Maleficent portion altogether, because that is so iconic in the Phantasmic story on both coasts. Like, we have a weird stick dragon thing for ours, but I hope they keep at least some portion of Maleficent in the show as well. I don't know, maybe by taking this longer time, they'll come up with some conflict resolution instead of it just being like maybe either projection screen of Maleficent and then Mickey like shoots the water or something like that. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see what actually happens.
We'll wait and see. Yeah. And for those of you who have no idea what I'm referencing when I say Murphy, that was the name of our dragon that we named her. It is Maleficent. It's supposed to be Maleficent in the show, but we named her Murphy because she was a very cool dragon. She had her little hand around this tower and just was a very, very, cool looking Maleficent
She
dragon.
was very impressive, especially
Very
for the type
impressive.
of stage that y'all have, because your show takes place instead of here at Walt Disney World. We have an entire amphitheater totally dedicated towards our Phantasmic show, which is great. I do love our amphitheater. I do love that we have seating where y'all's
Same.
happens
Jealous.
on sorry, but y'all's happens on the Rivers of America. They're on, it's not Tom Sawyer's Island, it's something else for you guys.
It's Pirate's Lair on Tom Sawyer's Island. I guess it's a combo name now.
Okay.
But yes, it is essentially Tom Sawyer's Island on that stage that no one really goes to during the day. So yes, and we do not have stadium seating. We get to sit on the ground or stand in the back. That's our seating situation. But still, we obviously Fantasmic is such a great show, one of the best that we have at the Disneyland Resort. And yeah, very sad that it not only we'll have to wait over a year for it to come back up again, but also that maybe we have a different ending and there won't be a dragon. So we'll have to wait and see there. Yeah.
There is the rumors, I know Disney was really petitioning this with the local city and whatnot, of them trying to expand the park to that section on the other side of the street or whatnot.
Towards the Garden Walk Garden Walk, yes. Mm-hmm.
Right. Wouldn't it be cool if they ended up taking that section and actually making a dedicated spot for this show?
That'd be great. I think that'd be awesome. There's so many ideas and things that they could do with that space. Obviously, we're very limited with what we have over here. We got like a lot of residential neighborhoods and houses around. So to build further back towards the Toy Story lot or towards Garden Walk would be really cool for amphitheater shows or for another attraction. So it's still, very much in the future, but that is the rumor that they will be able to expand and put more back that way. And
now, again, that's just a rumor, people.
Just
we
a
have
rumor
nothing
right now.
firm on the books. We probably will not hear any news of this until maybe 2026 at D23. You never know.
Yeah, at least, right? Yeah. But yeah, so and also I just want to say I'm glad that no one was hurt during that incident because it was very scary. There was obviously a very large animatronic on fire, and I'm really glad that no one was injured during that event. And the cast members handled it very well. So.
Yes, they were able to get Mickey and friends off stage very quickly and get them to a safe place.
Yes, exactly.
All right.
But,
well, I think that's
yeah.
it for the news, Megan.
I got one more.
Oh, you got one more. Yes.
From Disneyland. Yes, I know. I have one more, and this is something that I think is a bit of a controversial topic at this time because it's just something that Disneyland has never really done before. So they are going to be bringing alcoholic drinks to 3 more sit-down locations in Disneyland Park, which is quite unheard of. Now,
Is it at any of the locations right now?
It is at Blue Bayou. They added alcoholic beverages to Blue Bayou post-pandemic, and this was a decision. I think it was just made because Blue Bayou is that's probably the nicest restaurant that we have in Disneyland Park,
Very on brand.
outside of Club 33. Yeah, so they were like, yeah, let's put the Hurricane, let's put some beers and wines as on the menu. That's all they have. They don't have any other cocktails, so. Now they are going to be doing that exact same thing for Cafe Orleans right across the way, Carnation Cafe on Main Street, and Riverbell Terrace, which is close to Frontierland, right kind of in the middle of Adventureland and Frontierland. So they'll have small alcoholic menus. And yeah, they're bringing more drinks into Disneyland Park, which again I think would make Walt Disney turn in his grave. That was something that he was very, very against when the park opened.
Oh, he was very against that. Y'all, I don't think y'all understand some of, like, if you're not a history person or a Disneyland buff person, that was one of Walt Disney's pet peeves, is that he hated going to certain other locations, like other parks or like outside venues and whatnot with his girls, and seeing parents, or especially like dads, that were like inebriated and whatnot. So he was very anti. When he opened up Disneyland, it was going to be a dry park. Nothing was available inside of his park, which is so interesting. Now, we brought alcohol to Magic Kingdom. Now, of course, it's not available nearly as easily as it is in Epcot, but it is available in some of our sit-down restaurants, like Be Our Guest over at inside, but again, only sit down restaurants, just like how it is going to be in Disneyland. Also, we don't have like carts or anything like that, and neither will Disneyland. So I think that's how they're kind of tiptoeing around this.
It is that absolutely 100%. You are still not allowed to carry any sort of alcohol around the park in Disneyland. It's only going to be at sit-down restaurants. Also, again, a limited menu. I'm sure that the ABV in certain cocktails is going to be very low, and I think there's still a 2-drink maximum if you go to any of these restaurants. You can't order more than 2. So there's that. And I think that's going to just alleviate any sort of the rowdy crowds that Walt Disney did not want in his park. I think that's going to help with that. That was kind of his terminology. And then, but it's It's interesting. I for sure am going to enjoy having a little glass of wine, maybe with my Monte Cristo at Cafe Orleans in the near future.
I mean, that sounds. Or can that bring? Because they have the mint julep. Can we actually have an alcoholic mint julep when
They will.
that comes in? I wonder if that's going to be one of the main
I have a feeling that
reasons.
will be the drink, yeah, at Cafe Orleans, yes, because they serve unlimited mint juleps now at non-alcoholic, of course. So I think that'll be the cocktail of choice over there at Cafe Orleans. And then, yeah, so there's that news. That's going to be also a little bit good for the profit margins.
Oh, and
on food and drinks.
exactly. And they make all of their money over in the food and beverage department is all through their alcohol sales. So it's so interesting to see the business side of everything too, along with the food and beverage side. So like, I get it. I mean, I get it. But it'll be interesting to see later on down the road if this changes anybody's opinions or like just what happens here in the near future.
Right, exactly. So yeah, that's most of the news from over here on the West Coast.
Yep. And I already told you guys a little bit earlier about food and wine over here in Disney World. And y'all, it's not really news because it's going to be sticking around for a long time. So I say we go ahead and move on into our game. Chris, are you ready?
I'm back. Let's play a game.
Let's go.
All right, Chris. We're not going to get roasted again by our followers for our 1-star review post, are we?
No, I think we're going to take a break from the real hard ones. Maybe I proved my point. I don't know. Maybe we'll revisit some hard ones later on, but we're going to take it easy and we're going to do a pretty easy game today. This one's called Diz or Dat.
Okay.
And it runs just
Diz or
like
Dat.
this or that, only we change it because it's punny and we like puns. So
Absolutely.
we're going to be going through some attractions at Walt Disney World, the shared attractions with Disneyland, because both of you are on different sides of the United States and have different home parks. It'll be interesting to see which ones you prefer. I imagine I have an idea of how it's going to go, but I hope I'm wrong. So,
Oh, let's go, Danielle.
I'm nervous because I have so many people there. I know, Megan, you had the same thing too. You have our followers that are very loyal to each coast for certain attractions. And I'm
Yes.
afraid I might ruffle some feathers with this one. So we might still get
I'm-
some more comments on the Instagrams.
Oh, I cannot wait. I'm so eager.
All right, let's jump into it.
I'm going to start with the first one. We have Big Thunder Mountain Railroad.
The hardest one. Whoa.
Do you want me to go first with my answer?
I think I agree with you, though.
I don't know. I don't know.
Oh,
Disneyland's.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay.
I
No,
think
do.
Disneyland's Big Thunder Mountain Railroad is better than Disney World's. Now I got to give you a little bit of argument to this because I know somebody is getting very salty with me and being like, what, Danielle, how could you choose that? Okay, no. Let me explain. Number one, I do love Disney World only because we do have a better representation of the Big Thunder Mountain story going into Society of Explorers and Adventurers. And again, that's going to be a discussion for another time in another nerd segment. However, Big Thunder Mountain over in Disneyland has gotten some more love because number one,
Yeah.
theirs was built first.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Built first. Their goat, he actually has a stick of dynamite in his mouth. Our goat does not.
Yes, correct.
Number three, your mine area with a little mine shaft where everything's like falling and whatnot. That
Yeah.
used to be an interactive queue piece where the rocks would actually move in Disney Worlds. Yeah, they decided to take
Yes.
that out entirely and it don't work no more. However, in Disneyland, you guys have projections and it looks like the whole mine is going to explode as you guys are going up there and it has the little explosion effect before you drop off. Yeah, we have none of that over here on our coast. And yours is actually on an island. I think
Ours
that's
is?
pretty cool. Yeah, you have like a little, well, kind of like an island. You have a little
I guess it's like a little mountainous, like hill-ish.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, ours are both kind of on the edge of Rivers of America, but I don't know. I just like the aesthetic of where yours is placed in Frontierland. So I'm going to have to say it's Big Thunder Mountain for me over in
Gotcha.
Disneyland.
Over at land. Yeah. Okay. I agree with you. I agree. But I think by a slimmer margin. The Big Thunder Mountain broke the top 10 of my favorite Walt Disney World attractions, as we talked about last week. I love the speed of yours. I love that it makes all these turns that I don't know where I'm going but that's just because I'm used to the one over here. However, I will say our track is a lot smoother. They've worked on that over the years, yes. And I do like the goat trick, I think is what makes it for me. I will do it every single time, and you feel that effect as you're rounding that turn, and it makes you laugh. It's so like powerful, and you could really feel it.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, I would have to agree with you with the effects and everything in that last scene with them going up in the mine. Yeah, I think that one just takes the cake for me. However, if we're bringing Disneyland Paris into this, by the way, that Big Thunder wins out of all of them because I had the best time on that one. Oh my God. It's like right on the water. Like you're making all these turns on the water. It's on its own island. And I thought that was my favorite. So it goes Paris, Land, and then World for me.
Oh goodness. See, now if they decided to ever update Disney Worlds, and I know somebody in Disney Imagineering follows us on either one of the socials or is listening to this podcast, this is my one big request, is that Big Thunder and Disney World gets some love on the attraction itself, not on the queue line. I'm loving our updates that we got in the queue line a couple years ago in like 2014, but the ride itself needs some love.
I agree. Yes. Yeah.
All right, now that we've ranted about this for a little too long.
Yeah,
okay,
we
Chris, what's the next one?
All right, let's do the Buzz Lightyear rides.
Oh, we win there. 100%. Right?
Yeah. Well, yes and no. I feel like the way the game itself is set up, though, even though they are both Buzz Lightyear rides, they are both shooting arcade style rides, right? The scoring system, the point system, how they operate is totally different.
Oh,
So,
I
I
haven't
don't
been
know
on
if-
I haven't been on yours in a long time, so I don't know.
Well, we don't have the different targets, right? So we do have a max out system. We do not have a scoring system like you do where it can keep going past the max score, right?
Okay.
And where you guys have the different targets where like you have those weird triangle ones that when they glow, if you hit them at the exact moment, then you get like triple the points or something like that.
Yes, the lit up ones are more points. Yeah.
Yeah. I would say for a more interactive and harder game, I do think Disneyland's is better.
Okay. Oh, all right. Interesting. I think because your vehicles don't spin.
No, they do spin.
Oh, they do spin? Oh no, sorry. No, your vehicles do spin. Your little lasers, they don't come out of the holder.
They are attached.
That's what that
They do
is.
spin.
Yes. Yes. Because we can just wield ours wherever willy nilly it's attached to a rope or something or a cord.
Yes.
So I always figured that was the coolest thing about ours is that we have a little bit more freedom to point our lasers wherever we want.
Yeah. You guys have way more areas to get like max points and whatnot. So yeah, totally.
Yeah, I have some friends that have literally one of my friends, I think you might know, Pixel Dust Isaiah.
Yeah.
He's amazing. He literally one day rode it so many times that he almost took up the entire leaderboard except for 2 spots at the bottom. Like he has mastered Buzz Lightyear Astro Blasters over here.
I think you went home on this day early, Megan, or I don't know if you were in the park, but I did go on this attraction and I was a car ahead of him on Buzz Lightyear. The man knows what he's doing. It is he like super focused and he goes at it and I don't know how he does it. I don't
know either. It really is. I'm so impressed because I can't get above level 4 ever. I've never done it. Like there are like 9 levels and like I'm stuck at level 4 all the time.
Yes.
So I have to go land on that at the end of the day.
I think we agree on both of that. Okay. All right, Chris, what's the next one?
Let's talk about it. It's a Small World.
Oh, Land.
Hands down, it's Land.
I don't even think we have to talk about that much. No. We have the building itself. We have the characters, the Easter eggs in each of our countries.
The winning factor, though, the Christmas overlay.
And Small World Holiday, yes.
Is amazing, and I experienced it for the first time, what was it, already 2 years ago now, over in Disneyland when I was there visiting y'all. It was amazing and life-changing, and I recorded the entire thing, and I was just like jaw dropped and just being like, oh my gosh, this is beautiful. This is the epitome of the holidays, and that is why Disneyland's It's a Small World wins, hands down.
Thank you. I think a lot of people will agree with us, Danielle.
Moving on, we're going to jump to Jungle Cruise.
Oh. I think Disney World's win this one.
I think you do too. And it's so funny because I know so many people that are like, no, Lands wins for sure. I'm like, no, I went on Magic Kingdoms recently. It was with you.
No,
And
I wasn't with you
I
on
think it was
this
with
on
you.
this time, but I came in.
No, not
afterwards.
that one. Oh, okay. That's right. Okay. And I love your Jungle Cruise. Like,
Do
I
you
was
know
like, dang,
why?
this is so cool. Wow.
We have a temple.
You have a temple. You go in through the cave in the temple. I like that was so cool. We have nothing like that. So I say World. I'm a World Jungle Cruise girl. Sorry, Land. I love you. I do. And our skippers are amazing.
You know, we got the OGs, we got Disneyland's very special, but I think the overall experience of like the different scenes and the temple scene that is over here at Walt Disney World is not in Disneyland's. It is totally different layout, and I do think it makes a huge difference in the actual ride itself.
Yeah.
All right,
So that's a Magic Kingdom win for me.
easy breezy.
How about Pirates of the Caribbean?
Land. That's
I do
Not
I
even a
do
contest.
like lands. However, I don't like drops. So even the 2 additional drops in Pirates of the Caribbean and Disneyland, I have a hard time going on it. So I do like Disney Worlds a little bit more just because I know what I'm getting into. But I do think the theming and the storytelling of all of Pirates of the Caribbean in general over in Disneyland, yes, is definitely more superior. I have to agree with that.
okay. I'm a drop person, and I love our 2 drops that we go down before anything happens. So that's why I like ours better. And I like that we go through Blue Bayou and the whole little swamp area at first.
That is pretty
So yours is so short. It's so
I
short.
know.
I'm like, oh,
I
it's done
know.
already? Okay. Yeah.
What else do we got, Chris?
Moving on. How about Space Mountain?
I literally knew you were going to say that, and it's Disneyland's hands down.
See, I can't give a vote for this because I
Danielle,
have
do you-
not ridden Disneyland's version of it, and I have ridden Disney World's because if you are new to this podcast, I am not a coaster girly. I can do Big Thunder,
Okay.
but I can't do space. So
Let me
Megan,
paint-
you
let
are
me
the
paint the picture
deciding
for you.
factor.
Let
on
me paint
this.
the picture for you, Danielle. Let me tell you. Okay. So you got 2 seats instead of 1, right? You got 2. So you can fit 12 people per car, right? And the track, so smooth. So smooth. This was this was after they first did, I forget if it was steel or what other metal they have used, but basically our Matterhorn is the same track as your Space Mountain. And then they were able to put in another type of metal to make our Space Mountain, which made it a lot smoother. And imagine that you're going with the Incredibles music. It sounds like Incredibles music as you're going through space. That's our original Space Mountain. We also have Hyperspace Mountain, in which you are going through space and there are TIE fighters and X-Wings shooting at each other. And, you know, you got Akbar on the little mic, and it's super fun. So we have that theme as well throughout the year. That's usually around May the 4th. And up until 2019, we also had Ghost Galaxy. We did have a Halloween theme that was super fun.
And I heard that was frightening.
It was scary. It was scary. The first time I went on it, I was like, oh my God, they're going to put kids on this ride? Wow. But it was great. And people love that version of it. So hands down, not even a contest, 100% to 0%. Disneyland wins in the Space Mountain contest. Sorry, World.
I'll have to agree with Megan on this one. Again, I'm not the roller coaster girly, but I will
convinced
take her
her.
word for it.
Yay!
Yes. All right, and then what is our last one, Chris?
For the last one, we're talking castles. Let's talk about Sleeping Beauty's castle
no.
or Cinderella's castle.
You know we can't decide this. This is one that okay. Like there's certain conversations that you don't talk about, right? And this is one of them. Of like you cannot debate Sleeping Beauty castle versus Cinderella castle because if you bash Sleeping Beauty's castle, right? You look at it and you're like, why is it so tiny? And then I have to yell at people and be like, no, she's the OG. She is Cinderella castle's mom. Okay, if it was not for her, we would not have our version. Oh gosh, I don't know. And then they're they're just different aesthetics.
It's yours. Yours wins in terms of the look, and the way that it looks at the end of your main street is so like magnificent. It's like just this crazy feeling you get walking into Magic Kingdom. So yours wins. Yeah, and it's beautiful. The colors are great. Sleeping Beauty, she's lovely. We love her. till the end. Yes, and the snack size, or the travel size that she is.
Travel size for your convenience, as Mushu would say.
That's right. I'm taking a quote from Mushu's book, and you got the picture of Walt walking through it, and it's something really special. But in terms of the look and just the way it fits in the park, and I love that you can see it from like different hotels around Magic Kingdom. I love Cinderella's, so I'll go Magic Kingdom on that one.
We do have a restaurant in ours also. We also have, there's the 2 Cinderella suites are there also.
Yeah, you can stay in yours. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be really cool. That's the ultimate dream, to be able to get up there. But yeah, so I will agree. Cinderella's Castle might be the OG in Dis or Dat. But Sleeping Beauties, we do give acknowledgement to of she is the true OG.
Oh, we love her.
We love her. We appreciate her. And her daughter is thriving.
Yes, that's right.
Well, I think that was a pretty good Dis or Dat, Chris. That's a pretty...
I love that. Yes, thank you. Can I add one more? Can I?
Absolutely.
Okay, because I really want to talk about our haunted mansions.
You can't be doing that now.
Can I not? I just feel like with the movie that just came out.
Girl, have you not seen? Okay, I mean, everybody's been talking about on the Twitter/X or whatnot, and then the Reddits and whatnot, and how this, like, everybody. Okay, this is just additional tea, people. If you did not know any of this, so Walt Disney World is going to be getting our version of the Hatbox Ghost, correct?
Yeah. Yep.
And everybody is upset of the placement of where Hatbox will be going in the storyline.
I just heard about this literally 2 days ago, and I understand why people are upset. However, with the movie and having seen the movie last weekend,
right,
I kind of get it, but I understand why people who really truly love the original Haunted Mansion, I understand why they are upset.
So I don't know. Is that going to change the opinion on which Haunted Mansion is the more superior? Now, okay. Now, with that aside, Megan, what do you think is the Dis or Dat?
Especially after watching Behind the Attraction on Disney Plus, our Haunted Mansion, hands down. But because of the building, the history behind it, the ride itself, the scenes that it takes you through in the stretching room and everything, the fact that ours actually does move and goes down, I think that's pretty cool. And I had a lot of fun learning about how, like, the history behind it. Like, I thought it was really cool. Interesting that it stood vacant there for like a decade until they actually were able to build the attraction. I know that, of course, Walt's passing had a lot to do with that. The Hatbox Ghost, I had no idea who he was, and I was like, why is everyone so up in arms over the Hatbox Ghost? And now I finally understand. Oh, it was something they really couldn't get done back then, and now we have it.
The technology was just
runs
too
flawlessly
advanced for him.
Exactly, which is so crazy that, like, I still don't know how the ballroom scene works, by the way. No idea. I'm looking and I'm like, I understand that they're down there. They're below us right now. I get that. How do they project them on the scene right there? How do they do that?
And that's the thing, is that's literally just mirrors. It is literally just mirrors and lighting.
Blows my mind.
It is so cool. And that's another tour that I really wish I could get into. My mother has actually toured the Walt Disney World version of the attraction as a cast member, and she got
it's coming back,
walk
right?
through everything. The tour?
It's coming back to land. You didn't know that?
No, I did not know that.
Oh, it's time to make your way over to the West Coast, Danielle. It's coming back this year.
When's it happen? This year or next
Halloween. I think this year. Yeah. Let me do my research on that, but I believe it is coming back this year. Yes.
Oh, girl.
The Happy Hunt.
You're going to have to do the research for that for me. And then if we do confirm that, we will talk about that in the news portion of the next episode.
Okay, great. Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I should have done that before, but yes, we will do that.
Yeah, I will say, for my opinion of Dis or Dat, I do love Disney World's Haunted Mansion. I love our attic scene. I love some of the storylining and how it progresses through. However, yours again is the OG. And I really, really love the Nightmare Before Christmas overlay. I got to experience that also. And that was also so magical. That was so cool. And I'm not even a big Haunted Mansion girly. Or not Haunted Mansion. Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
my mother also, she does not like Nightmare Before Christmas as like a movie or whatnot. She thinks it's a little too creepy. But
Yeah.
when we were there, she demanded to go on the ride like 3 times because she was so impressed with it. And we were like, really? Yeah, she loved it. She loved it.
Oh, that's awesome. That's great to hear. I'm also not a super big Nightmare Before Christmas fan. I never really was growing up, but I do love the holiday version. Just a little bit, more than the original, especially when it comes around for Halloween. I mean, I that gets you in the spirit right there of that ride. So, but thank you, Chris. Sorry, I just wanted to get the Haunted Mansion talk out of the way.
And I feel
too.
like we're going to be talking about a lot of these Disneyland attractions here in coming episodes, as well as we break down some of our top tens,
true.
maybe for Disneyland here in the not so distant
Yeah.
future. And I think we'll be talking about these in a little more detail. I do feel like we kind of ranted a little bit during this game, but that's okay. We had opinions and we needed to voice them. And I'm sure y'all listening, wherever you're at, you had the same opinions as well.
Yes, yeah, I know. Especially that the Hotbox Ghost. Okay, Danielle, let me just clarify. It's going to be in the hallway scene, that never-ending hallway.
The never-ending hallway. He's going in somewhere over there, and I'm kind of confused where, because it's kind of a small space of you have the suit of armor and
Yeah.
you have the chair, and if you move one of those, someone else is going to be losing a head, not just the Hatbox Ghost.
Right, right. So okay. Guess we'll just find out. Wait and find out, huh?
The attraction goes down here in a couple of weeks for refurbishment. I'm using again those air quotes that y'all can't see right now, but it's going down for refurbishment, and we are under the impression that the Hatbox Ghost will be coming in. There will also be some updates to our. You guys still have the at the end portion the hitchhiking ghost, right?
Yes, yes. It hasn't been working for a few weeks, but we have it.
Is it the projection version or is it the animatronic version?
It's the animatronic version. Well, they do project the animatronic who just like they move their heads like back and forth. That's it. There's no fun thing that they do like yours, which I love.
Right. And that part will also be getting an update as well, because our interactive function ever since the Panini kind of wasn't working because it couldn't register faces as well and some other technical issues. So they will also be getting a little bit of a refresh from my understanding. We'll see if it actually happens. But yes, so some new things to come here in just a couple of weeks, literally only a couple of weeks for Walt Disney World's Haunted Mansion.
That's exciting. All right.
Yeah. All right.
Well, speaking of attractions,
Exactly. We've talked a lot about attractions. Let's go back to the Disney World over towards my coast, though. And I think we need to start wrapping up this top 10.
I think we do. We got our 1 through 5 today. Let's talk about our top 5 Walt Disney World attractions.
I'll be interested to see if any of our 5 line up with each other again. I know my top 2 and 3 will probably not with you at all.
No,
But
definitely not Danielle. No.
definitely not. But I do wonder if my 5 and 4 might.
I honestly, maybe, and I'm really excited. And then Danielle, I understand that I have gone first in the last like 3 episodes, so I would love for you to go first this time.
Of course.
But real quick, before we get into that, let's recap our 10 through 6 of our top Walt Disney World attractions. Do you want to just do one at a time? Danielle, I'll go 10 through 6, and then
Yeah, you pop off your 10 through 6. I'll do my 10 through 6, and then I'll jump right into my number 5. How does that sound?
perfect. Let's do that. That sounds great. All right, so my number 10, as I think I said before, was a Big Thunder Mountain Railroad at Magic Kingdom. Then it was Frozen Ever After at Epcot, Rock and Roller Coaster at Disney's Hollywood Studios, Test Track at Epcot was my number 7, and then Kilimanjaro Safaris from Animal Kingdom was my number 6.
And you know, again, my top 10,
And how about you?
My 10 did match up with yours, and we did have some others that shared the same similar spaces. So again, my 10 was Big Thunder Mountain Railroad as well. Number 9 was Grand Fiesta Tour over in Epcot featuring the 3 Caballeros. Number 8 was the Tomorrowland Transit Authority People Mover. Number 7 was Kilimanjaro Safaris. And number 6 was the American Adventure over in the America Pavilion of Epcot. So, you know, I do have a little more shows peppered in there because, again, attractions span multiple different definitions besides just like a roller coaster or a ride. It also features some of our shows. And you know what? Number 5, I think you might agree with this, Megan. I am interested to see if you do.
Okay.
It is going to be Avatar Flight of Passage.
Stop. That's my number 5 too.
Is it really? I love how a lot of our Animal Kingdom rides, they kind of are syncing up very close to each other. But yes, Avatar Flight of Passage is my number 5. It is. I'm not a roller coaster girly. I can definitely do 3D simulation rides and whatnot. So I do love this. This is one of my more thrilling attractions I end up going on.
Yay! Oh, that makes me so happy. It's one of those rides where you just get this feeling of like pure happiness and like
Yes.
that for me, it holds a special place in my heart now because let me tell you, there are times that I've been in Walt Disney World where I was not like feeling great, like just mentally, and I was exhausted. And every time I go on that ride, I get this feeling that just like everything's gonna be okay. Like that is the ride that does that for me.
Flying with the banshees and whatnot, and you're just
Yes.
enjoying.
And it's
Now-
the music and the smells and everything. It's
yes.
just like great job Disney on that one because I 100% agree that it is a top 5 ride in the entire resort.
Now, Megan, I didn't realize how long this attraction's already been open. This attraction opened up in 2017. Can you believe that?
That's
I feel
crazy.
like it was only yesterday. Now,
I know.
For me personally, I don't know. There was a time where this attraction was so popular, right? The wait lines and the queues were so long that, of course, people were like passing out in the queue line. People were using the restroom, making a number 2 in the queue line and stuff like that, and ridiculous stories and lore that only the opening team cast can tell you. And it is shocking.
Oh my God.
Shocking, this
That's
attraction.
horrible.
But
I had no idea about that.
that's a whole nother conversation. But this attraction was so popular at the time that the cast members were kind of blocked out. We couldn't even get into Animal Kingdom for a hot minute. And I didn't go on this attraction for almost a year after it opened because I refused to wait in the 2 to 3 hour queues that were like on a daily occurrence. So the first time I rode this was we actually had a hurricane coming into town. And everybody canceled their trips or they ended up leaving. But usually the park, depending on how the hurricane hits land, the parks are still open like the day before this hurricane was arriving. So nobody was in the park. And this was the one time that me and the siblings and mom, we looked at each other and we're like, this is our chance. We have to go. And this was the one chance we were able to go in because it was a hurricane. Nobody was there. We waited for like 40 minutes. And that was my first time riding that attraction was because a hurricane was coming on through. And that was very, very funny.
That's great. And that's so Florida. I love it. Like
It's so on brand. So Florida.
wait till the hurricane's about to land, people, and then we go to work and then we go to the parks.
Yeah, that's literally how
No
locals
one's gonna
do
be
it.
there.
We're just like, we wait until everybody is leaving town or they're deciding to, if depending on the trajectory of it, everybody's leaving the parks and nobody makes a reservation. That's the time where we jump in and it becomes a Florida local party. That's our hurricane party, is pre-gaming over in the parks.
That is hilarious. I love it so much. Oh my gosh. Well, that is so funny that it is both our number 5s. And I had this weird feeling that it might be, especially when you said like we might have some 4 or 5, similar
just tell in my
similar picks. Yeah. So that was I love that. That is great. Well, okay, we get knocked out number 5 pretty easily there.
Did you have anything else you wanted to add about why it's your number 5, or you just love the aesthetic and the smells and how happy it makes you feel?
Just exactly. Yeah, that's exactly right. The exact same thing that you said. And I actually was lucky enough to go on it during its first year, I guess, in 2017. I totally forgot that it opened that year. And I went in October around my birthday. And so we were able to do it. We rope dropped it, did it first thing in the morning. Still ended up waiting, I think, about an hour. But it was pretty life-changing because we have nothing like that over at Land or in DCA. So
I mean, that show building is huge. You literally do
It's
not have room
huge.
for it over in
no.
Disneyland.
No. Yeah, if you look at like the back of Pandora and see that kind of back there, I'm like, that's way too much space. But just, and overall Pandora is just an amazing part of Animal Kingdom. So, definitely deserves a top 5 spot for me.
Well, now my number 4 is kind of shocking because I keep talking about how I'm not a roller coaster girly, right? And I don't do roller coasters.
Okay, yeah.
However, my number 4 is Slinky Dog Dash over in Hollywood Studios. I
I
don't.
love that. I
I
love that.
love
It
Slinky
almost cracked my
Dog.
top 10.
Did it really?
Mm-hmm.
See, again, I'm
It
not a
almost did.
coaster
Yeah.
girly, but it does have a little bit of a dropping sensation, but it's not overwhelming. It's more of the fast turns,
Mm-mm.
and I don't know, it's the way the ride vehicle is elevated off of the track, and that's why I do enjoy it so much. But the reasoning why this actually jumps so far down in my top like 5 is because of the safety spiel. Before you get on the attraction, Slinky Dog's voice in Spanish, I think, is the funniest, fabulous thing in the entire world. And it just
That's great.
hearing him say with his little Slinky Dog voice, "Por favor, montañas," and I just think that is the funniest thing ever. And I just love, if I get stuck in a queue line, I just want to be in that preload zone of just hearing him speak Spanish over and over and over again.
That is great. And that's similar to, I think, Larry the Cable Guy who voices Mater from
My
Cars,
second
speaking
favorite part.
Spanish. Yeah, speaking Spanish over at Mater's Junkyard Jamboree. It was just one of my favorite parts of that attraction as well. So I totally get that. And I love that that's your number 4 because Slinky Dog is so much fun. Again, something that we don't have nothing like that. I mean, it's kind of Gadgets Go Coaster is like
Kind of.
maybe an eighth of that attraction.
Yeah.
But oh yeah, I'm glad there's a coaster in your top 5. Look at you.
And the theming and queue are just so fantastic. And the
Really
storylining of all of Toy Story Land in general. I'm not even a big Pixar Toy Story girly. I will say Toy Story is not one of my top franchises in Pixar, but I do love Toy Story Land.
Yeah, they did a really good job over there. I also love Squeaky. Is it Squeaky at the end with the microphone?
Yes. And he's
Yeah.
singing "You Got a Friend in Me," and his little animatronic is so cute. Him just like
It's
waddling
so
back and
cute.
forth.
It's so cute. It's perfect. Yeah. Oh yay! Oh, that's so exciting. Okay.
Now, Megan, what about you for your number 4?
Well, Danielle, I gotta say, I had to up the ante with your number 4 choice because I also did choose a coaster, but it is nothing like Slinky Dog Dash. Mine is still in Animal Kingdom over at Expedition Everest. That is my number 4.
I should
And
not be
let me
surprised
tell
by your
you,
choice.
I was gonna, I was gonna say you're about to see the thrill seeker Megan in this list here. Yeah, so Expedition Everest is something that I have to do every single time I am at Animal Kingdom. It's a must. I just love both the front and the back of the train is super fun in its own way. I absolutely love going backwards. The way it picks up speed down that really, really dark part going backwards too makes me just scream at the top of my lungs every time, and I love it. And then the drop also gets me every time because I don't realize how steep it is, but it's a great drop after you start going forwards again. And then I do wish the Yeti was still working. I really do, but that's been years now, so the strobe light will have to do. But seeing that Yeti kind of, like hang down and put his arm while down there, yeah, as you're getting towards the end of the ride is super fun. So I'm a coaster girly, and Expedition Everest is a great coaster.
It is. I mean, I love the queue line and I love the chicken exit. I know exactly where to wait for my party, but I do not like that ride.
I totally understand. I took my friend Jackie on that ride. I think it was her first time for her pre-bachelorette party in 2021. And I don't think she liked it very much. I think I want to say that she like
You didn't
was
tell her to
really
get
scared of it at first. I did not know. No, I didn't tell her that.
Oh, you're so bad.
So mean. Because she doesn't like drop rides for sure. Like she never liked Tower of Terror. But I thought
Did she
coasters
not
were
see the
fine.
giant drop out of the mountain in the front of the attraction?
No, she saw that. She saw that. But like coasters, like with Incredicoaster over here, she's fine with that one. So I thought, oh, this will be fine. I also hadn't been on it in years because of COVID, right? So I kind of forgot about certain parts, and I was like, oh no, Jackie, I'm so sorry.
That's so
She
funny.
was-
So
she
then she
ended up
looks
being
at you
fine.
afterwards and she's like, "You traumatized me."
Like I never want to do that again. I was like, okay, so sorry.
Oh, poor thing.
I know, I felt bad, but yeah, it's one of my favorites, hence why it is in the 4th spot for me. But
Well,
all right,
I think
so moving on though to number
number
3.
three-
What do you have, Danielle?
well, you ain't gonna pick it. I'm gonna tell you that straight off. You're not gonna like this
Uh-oh.
option at all.
Oh, let's go.
but
Oh,
I
wait,
talk
I know
about
what
it-
it is. I know what it is.
I talk about it quite regularly. You know what it
I know,
is.
I
To all
know
my
what it
followers, you know what it is. It is Country Bear Jamboree. Oh, oh, I love me some Country Bears, a opening original day attraction from 1971, featuring a little bit of Americal and all the what else does he say? Oh gosh, I get so excited.
Oh, do
talking about
not
it,
do
I
not
forgot.
ask me. I don't have no idea.
No, but I love Country Bears so much to the point where I've gotten pretty good at timing when the last show of the day is here recently, and I mean I do it entirely by accident when I'm in Magic Kingdom, but I'll usually go in, I see the last show, and I have to make sure I'm seated away from other people and I'm off to the side because I am literally singing along with every single song and every single lyric, because I love this show so much.
Honestly, though, good for you. I love that about you. Because for me, Country Bear Jamboree, the last time I saw it, I have never ever seen it at Magic Kingdom. I just don't
Next
spend the
time you're coming
time to go
here,
see it.
I will be bringing
Yeah.
you.
Honestly, though, let's do it because I would love to go see it again. I haven't seen it since it was over here in Disneyland. I honestly
Mhm.
couldn't even tell you the year that they changed it to Winnie the Pooh. Maybe 2003 or 4, somewhere around
Something
there.
like that. I used to know those dates off the top of my head, but I cannot remember them right
Yeah.
now.
It was early on and in the 2000s. But I did see it. I did see it over here. I remember the heads, the moose and the buffalo or the
Max, Buff,
bison.
and Melvin.
Thank you. Yes, the ones that are still on the back of the heffalump scene in Winnie the Pooh. And I vaguely remember the bear swinging on that flower swing. Who?
Swinging Teddy Bear.
Yes, yes.
Last of the big time swingers. Oh,
That-
she's fantastic. She's iconic. I really want to make her outfit as like a Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween outfit. Maybe one day.
You should. You would be amazing.
Oh, I would love that. But wearing a fursuit down here in Florida is probably not the smartest thing. So I'm going to have to come up with like a Disney bound version of it.
True. Yeah, so definitely not in September or even October. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. Okay, well, love that. And I knew that was going to end up in your list somewhere, so there it is at number 3. Love it. Okay.
What is your number 3? Obvious Miss Attractions, Thrill Seeker Girly. Which one is going to be for you?
Yes. Yes, so starting off the top 3 for me is another attraction in Magic Kingdom. It is actually a little bit higher on your list, Danielle, and that is the Tomorrowland Transit Authority People Mover.
Yes.
And yeah, I love this ride so much. I wanted to do it so bad when we first went for our visit in 2021. I went with my mom, actually. So this was 2 months before Disneyland had reopened. And unfortunately, People Mover had not reopened since the pandemic. So I was super bummed that we didn't get to do it, but we finally did it. Actually, the first time during the Dopey Challenge last year in 2022.
Oh.
And I had just been so excited to ride it, and it was everything that I hoped it would be. Because I do not remember. Apparently, I did go on the People Mover when I was a baby in Disneyland before it closed in the
It's
90s.
not like you remember it. Or maybe it
I
was
would
so
never- I would
relaxing
never
you
remember
fell
that.
asleep on it.
No. Oh, yeah, no. And I do remember the rocket rods, though, that's for sure. I remember those later in the 90s. But yeah, People Mover is something that I really, really wish we could still have at land or put back. And of course, I don't think that's ever going to happen. So I'm really happy that it's still at Magic Kingdom. And I love the length of it. It's a super long ride. It's super nice to relax. It's always shaded. And going through Space Mountain and the little Epcot or the pre-Epcot setup that they have, a little display. Super cool, the model.
Display.
Yeah. And also seeing the castle. That's why I like it at night. Seeing the castle lit up is really, really special too. So yeah, that's why it is at number 3 for me.
It is so relaxing and a fantastic
Yeah.
attraction. So yes, I'm happy this made it onto your top 5 though, Megan. I'm shocked by
Thank
that
you.
one. I thought you were going to pick another roller coaster for that spot.
Oh, we saved those for top 2. Don't you worry, Danielle. Get ready.
Well, then I guess I should go ahead and jump into my top 2, which again, I don't think anybody's going to be surprised by, but it's over at Hollywood Studios. It is Muppet Vision 3D. Oh,
Oh,
love that attraction. You have seen Muppet Vision when you were here last, right?
I haven't seen it in Hollywood Studios. I only saw it when it was at DCA. I know.
I think it was the exact same though.
It's the exact same show. Yeah.
Yes. And we still have portions of Muppet Courtyard and whatnot. The whole, I am obviously a Muppet stan. I am a Muppet girly.
Yep.
And I really, really love this attraction. The history behind this attraction is amazing, and how it was one of Jim Henson's last productions before he passed away, and the historical context in it. And yes, Jim Henson's voice is used for Kermit, and this is one of the last recordings he did before his passing. So it's Jim Henson's still living on inside the park, which I think is so cool because of that.
That is really cool. I honestly did not know that. That's really special. Wow.
Oh yeah.
What a guy.
And there's so many other like references and history pieces in the entire Muppet Courtyard that I'm gonna have to do a full length video on and talk about in more detail. Maybe even in a totally different episode. We'll have to talk about that more.
I'm down because I would love to learn more about the Muppets. I have only seen quite just a little bit of the movies, and I do love Muppet Vision 3D. I don't understand why it gets so much hate from like different people, but
It's
I
because of
enjoyed it when it
Waldo,
was
the
here.
spirit of 3D. That's really what it is.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. That's right. That little guy. Yeah.
We talked. He was in the game mentioned from the last episode, and I said
Yes.
exactly that's the reasoning why. But he has been featured on more merchandise here recently at Hollywood Studios,
Oh, okay.
and I'm
That's
kind
good.
of shocked. I'm kind of shocked. So I'm not
Well,
complaining. I'll take it.
he's getting some representation. We love it. Love to see it. All
Yes.
right.
Now, what about you, Megan? What's your number two then?
Well, my number 2 is also at Disney's Hollywood Studios.
Now there's two options.
Well, if you remember, Rock and Roller Coaster was my number 8. So my number 2 is right next door, and it's Tower of Terror. I honestly, before up until recently, this would have been my number 1. But Tower of Terror is a ride where I feel the most adrenaline out of any other ride in Walt Disney World. I love the fact that it can scare the bejesus out of me still to this day, and just give you that adrenaline rush with the drops, and the way that that elevator moves from one elevator shaft to the next is the most insane thing to me, and I absolutely love it. And I love moving through the creepiness of the Twilight Zone.
That's right, because
And
our attraction moves and actually has like not an omni mover portion, but it moves through the attraction, locks in, and then it drops, where Disneyland's version didn't do that.
yes, correct. We are our attraction. Yours, so automatically when you enter the elevator, it automatically moves up, right? Ours would shift backwards, and this is what obviously Guardians still does. It does a little shift backwards into the shaft, and then it goes up and down. But yours does a full like curved track, and then goes into another elevator shaft where then you would do your drops and everything. So yeah, and I love the queue. Everything is really well done.
Wow.
So yeah, and
I
I
love the
honestly I
queue.
do miss our tower. Yeah, the queue's cool. I do miss our tower. I love that we have Guardians, but your Tower of Terror, for me, wins out every single time. I think it's just one of the best thrill-seeking attractions, obviously in Walt Disney World, but maybe in Florida for me. So
Wow. And I know there's gonna be some listeners too that totally agree with you on that list.
Yeah.
On that
Yeah.
placement and whatnot. And I that's another attraction. I love the theming. I love the queue line. I love the chicken exit. But I will not ride the actual ride itself. I watched videos. I understand, but the dropping sensations, nuh-uh, not at all.
And that'll get you, because they are randomized too, so you never know what you're going to get every time. And that was another difference between our Tower of Terrors, is that ours was completely automated and it was the same thing every time. It's not anymore. Guardians has a whole new system, but yours has always been random, which I love. So it's different every time. Yeah. So there's number
Well,
2. All right.
That
It's
good job,
time.
Megan. I think, again, y'all, before we give our number 1, and I know he's gonna be surprised by mine. I might be surprised by Megan's. But before we go any further, y'all, don't forget to again like, review, comment. Do you agree with our top 10? Do you not agree with our top 10? Don't forget to also check out our Patreon, where we're gonna be posting an uncut version of this episode and some bonus episodes, expanding our top list, talking about maybe our 11 through 15 attractions that barely made it onto this list. We'll be talking about those in a little more detail over on the Patreon, so definitely go check those out, and go follow us on what are our ats again, Megan? I know them. I do know them. Oh,
Disney Countdown Show on Instagram, TikTok, and Threads, and at Pod Disney on Twitter/X now.
Goodness. And again, we ranted about that earlier. But yes, so definitely make sure to go interact with us. You can go follow me, the Dapper Danielle, on all the socials, or Megan the Magical Millennial on all of her socials as well. And last but not least, our number one picks for favorite Walt Disney World attractions are, well, for me personally, it's going to be Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Okay.
You know, I was really debating on if this was going to get the number one spot because, of course, again, I am a Muppet stan. I am a Country Bears stan. However, recently, I do think out of the three, like if I went into Hollywood Studios and I had to pick between going and seeing Muppets or going and riding Minnie and Mickey's Runaway Railway, I'm going to have to pick Runaway Railway, hands down, every single time. Now, I won't ride it if the queue line is like over 60 minutes because I'm just picky like that. But I love this attraction and I love the references to Mickey Mouse. I do really enjoy the new animation of Mickey and Minnie and the regular cartoons also. And I like the placement of it in the Chinese theater. Now, I was a Great Movie stan. I will always love Great Movie Ride. But I do think this was a fantastic addition to the park, and it is one of my favorites.
I love it too. I think it's a great addition to Hollywood Studios. I love when it was changed. I big Runaway Railway fan myself. And have you been on it over in Toontown yet?
I have not, and I am so excited. That's one of the main reasons why I'm trying to get over there sooner than later, because I need to experience the Disneyland difference and the theming of El Capitan and how some of our scenes are different. I'm really excited to get over there to be able to try it out.
When you get over here, I would love to like go with you and see your reaction to our queue because I think you're really gonna love it.
Absolutely, and I need people to help me point out
Yeah.
all the little hidden Mickey references and whatnot. I'll probably recognize a lot of them, but if there's something I miss, I need somebody to point it out to me.
Yay! Okay, well I'll be there. Count me in for that.
Sounds
next
like
trip. Yay! Okay, so my number one is probably going to be a surprise to absolutely no one. Is Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind at Epcot.
I kind of had a feeling that's the one you were going to pick because that was you had the biggest reaction off of this ride also when you exited. You loved this attraction.
It blew me away, really. It's unlike any coaster I've ever been on, and the theming is wonderful. The way that the track moves itself, it's fast. It's like, it doesn't really get me too sick with the motion sickness with the spinning because it's purposeful. They've turned it down, yes. And it's purposeful. So wherever you are moving to, wherever you're spinning is supposed to be where you're looking. So it's not like this like random thing that spins just, on its own. And also, of course, the songs. I'm a big Tears for Fears gal myself. So when Everybody Wants to Rule the World came on, I lost my mind. And I was like, yes, this is my jam. I know it's not everybody's favorite for their song on Cosmic Rewind, but that's my favorite. And then you got September and you got Iran by Flock of Seagulls. And it's just, I love that ride so much. And it's a must do at Epcot from now on. So hence why is that my number one.
I have been on this attraction, surprisingly enough,
you have.
I can do it if I am hyped up and I have people that are kind of peer pressuring me to go do it. I can ride this ride. Will my leg be twitching afterwards? Absolutely, but it doesn't have any crazy dropping sensations. I think that's why I can do this ride because it is mostly fast turns and whatnot, and it's very overly stimulating. So when I went on this for the first time, oh my gosh, what was my first song that I got? It was I think it was Everybody Wants to Rule the World.
Did you get that one first time? Nice.
Or it was one of them. And so I would be screaming bloody murder at the top of my lungs. And then all of a sudden the one lyric came on and I would just scream the lyric totally out of pitch and my voice like fluctuating and whatnot. And it was bad. But I think the people behind me had written it a couple times. And so they were just cackling, laughing at me because when I scream also, and I am in like true terror and true fear, I start sounding like R2-D2. So it's just that's me going around on the ride and it's so bad, but
that was really good too. Oh my god.
Thank you. But that's genuinely how I sound and it's so bad.
That's so funny. But see, that ride even can get you to go on it.
Yes, because it is that good. And now I did ride it. The reason why I first rode it was because the Christmas overlay song that did come in.
Oh, that's right.
oh, I hate the Christmas overlay song. I was
No
so
one
hopeful.
liked it.
Nobody
Yeah.
liked it. You had the opportunity to pick out some fantastic Christmas songs from the 70s and like early 80s, and you missed the mark and you came up with your own version. It was called Run Run Rocket, and I think they might be bringing it back this year, but I really hope they hear the complaints of enough people that they change it up and they do maybe add like a 2 or 3 song difference in there, because it would be fantastic to hear Santa Claus is Coming to Town by the Jackson 5,
Yeah.
or even Feliz Navidad totally fits into the
Yeah.
timeline. So, but
That'd
you
be
know,
cool.
maybe they'll listen to us, maybe they won't. You never know.
I sure hope so, because I know a lot of people were a little underwhelmed by that one last year, and so I hope they do bring out some classic Christmas songs, because that'd be really cool.
If there's any news or any updates, we'll be the first to tell y'all as soon as we find out here on the Disney Countdown podcast.
Yes, and I do want to say that I still have not gotten one song. I did that ride 9 times during a D23 preview last year. I did it 9 times in one day with a large group of friends. It was so much
you
fun. We had a
survived.
blast, and we survived. Yes, we took a break after ride number 5, I believe it was. We had to, because everyone was kind of spinning at that point.
Oh my.
But the one song I have not gotten ever is Disco Inferno. So
Oh, that was the song. It was Disco Inferno.
you did?
It wasn't Rule the
Oh,
World.
okay.
Was my first song was Disco Inferno. So with the point where I started screaming my head off would be burn, baby, burn, Disco Inferno, and I just keep screaming the entire time. So that was the only lyric that I would scream at the top of my lungs was that. Thank you for reminding me,
I can
Megan.
see that. You're welcome.
So
You're welcome.
I've
That's so
gotten
fun.
that song. You have not yet.
Yes, that's hilarious. Wow, that was your first song, and I still have not gotten that one. Love it.
Pretty funny. That's pretty funny.
So yeah, there's our top 10, Danielle. I love both of our lists. That's
you know
awesome.
what, y'all? I think you're going to have to listen to this episode. Send me or Megan a DM. Let us know if you agree with this list, or leave a comment on the Disney Countdown pages, on the Patreon, wherever, or even when you're writing your review or you're making a comment on wherever you're listening to this podcast. Let us know. Do you agree with these choices? Are you a thrill seeker like Megan is? Or maybe you're a country bear stan like I am, and you just really love some of these attractions. Let us know. And yes, don't forget to go ahead and follow us along on the Patreon too, to hear those uncut episodes, to hear the exclusive episodes again of our 11 through 15, the things that barely made it onto the list. And I think you might agree with some of these, or maybe not. So you never know. So definitely go
Let
check
us
those
know.
out too.
Yes, absolutely. If you're a thrill seeker like me, or you love your shows like the Dapper Danielle, would love to hear it.
Well, thank you all so much for joining us again on this podcast. And this was great. So I was able to talk about a lot of these attractions, and I'm excited to decide, you know what? I don't think we're going to let them know what the next episode theme is. I think we're going to leave them in suspense. How does
We'll
that
leave you in
sound?
suspense. Yes, it'll be a fun surprise.
It will be a fun surprise. So that way you guys have to come back next time to hear what our next countdown is going to be. It'll probably still be parks related, but you never know. So, or let us know what you think the next episode should be. What other topics you want us to talk about here in the upcoming episodes. Let us know that too.
Yeah, absolutely. We love suggestions as well. Comment away. Yeah.
Well, Miss Megan, is there anything else that you would like to add in before we go ahead and sign off for today?
Honestly, I had so much fun creating this list, and of course cannot wait to hear what everybody else thinks. But it's been fun, Danielle, for this list, and now we're on to the next.
It's always a pleasure hanging out with you today, Miss Megan. Absolutely.
Yes.
And
Right
thank
back
you
at
to
you.
everybody, wherever you're listening to. Thanks for letting us be a part of your day and hanging out with y'all. And I think until next time,
Have a magical day.
and night night, sleep tight, dream of churros tonight. Woohoo! Another one in the books. Good job, fam.
Hey.